Impressionist master and interpreter of the world around him.
No visit to Monet's home was ever considered complete until you'd had a walk in one of his 2 stunning gardens.
Everyone's familiar with Monet's gardens at Giverny, but did you know each flower's colour and placement was chosen for its glow in the sunlight? The paintings that once seemed filled with imaginary colours I now see are but real reflections of the vivid surroundings and an absolute feast for the senses.
If there ever was a room with a view, this is it.
Monet so loved his Giverny gardens, he remained there for 43 years. With a focus on colour, he personally continually changed and improved the garden layouts, even though he had 7 gardeners. In his last 30 years, Monet created many of his most memorable works. During this incredibly productive period, his paintings focused almost exclusively on his Giverny gardens, the pond, and his beloved water lilies. Monet was the most successful commercial artist of his time, and his works are more valuable than ever, with one version of the water lily selling for more than $70 million. While Monet passed away in 1926, his gardens and his spirit clearly live on.
This is magic. I feel like I'm part of an Impressionist painting.
And you can feel this way too, on Viking's Paris and the Heart of Normandy river cruise.
It was an experience at 19, oh my. We were on a special type of tank that was called amphibious. It went in first wave with some of the infantry and our tanks all sank. And we lost almost 500 men in that first charge. I stand here and I look over there and I look over here. I can't believe it. Look at this, look at this. Visiting the cemeteries, when I started walking and looked out, it got to me quick. The tank boys, I found some of their graves. We never knew what happened to some of them because everything sank. That's a pretty emotional time, yeah, because I know what they must have suffered. I'll tell you, buddy, I want to thank you. You should do this. Any vet should go where their buddies are buried. Otherwise, you have an incomplete in your life. That's where I feel. Well, the whole thing is a real emotional experience, but a good one. But a high point for me, I turned around and there was a French man and a woman and 3 kids. And the man said, could my son just shake your hand? That just, boom, you know?
The peace and tranquility of this French coastline belies its turbulent past.
It was along these Normandy beaches that the course of world history changed forever. On June 6, 1944, the Allies landed.
Facing imposing terrain, stormy weather, and near constant enemy fire, more than 150,000 troops fought their way ashore. Today, reminders of the D-Day battle line the coast. An exploration of Normandy's rugged shores serves as a stark reminder of the daunting odds those young soldiers faced in their quest to free Europe. Omaha Beach was the scene of D-Day's most intense combat. Amid the mined hedgehogs and machine gun fire, thousands of brave soldiers fell in their quest to control this 5-mile-long beach. Pointe du Hoc, overlooking vital coastline, posed a massive threat. Army rangers scaled 100-foot cliffs to reach it and fought 2 days to hold it. This labyrinth of bunkers and bomb craters is a vivid window into the past. Of Normandy's sites, perhaps none is more significant than this one. We're at the American Military Cemetery near Omaha Beach in France. This is the final resting place of almost 10,000 young American soldiers. It's a place that must never be forgotten. Spanning 172 acres, the cemetery serenely honors these brave young men, most of whom lost their lives during D-Day operations.
The Normandy American Cemetery is actually located right above the battlefield here on Omaha Beach. On 6 June, this was a scene of absolute carnage. This place, it provokes deep thought and contemplation. You have to stop and think, how many places in the world can you go and stand and look and realize that the course of human history changed right here?
Learning about the D-Day landings is important for all generations, and having time to experience the American Military Cemetery, quiet solitude of the memorial, and the Garden of the Missing gives the chance for all to pay respects to those that gave their lives so that we could live.
Here in this place, where the West held together, let us make a vow to our dead. Let us show them by our actions that we understand what they died for. Strengthened by their courage, heartened by their value, and borne by their memory, let us continue to stand for the ideals for which they lived and died.
On the banks of France's Gironde River stands a powerful fortress, designed to stop invaders from entering the region. This great citadel in Blaye was commissioned by Louis XIV in the 17th century. He built it to protect Bordeaux from the British. The king had good reason to look warily at England. After all, the British once dominated this prosperous region, beginning in the 12th century when Englishmen and future King Henry II married Eleanor of Aquitaine. England then controlled Aquitaine until the end of the 100 Years' War. While both empires have long since collapsed, Blaye remains. The fortress was the brainchild of renowned military engineer Sébastien Vauban, and he often referred to Blaye as his favorite of the more than 300 fortifications he constructed during his career. Exploring this vast fortress is fascinating, the towering walls providing evidence of the region's turbulent past. But perhaps what's most surprising is what lies at the top of the fortress, where the citadel opens to reveal a quintessentially French village, rich in textures and character. Blaye has been a silent witness to the many changes that have taken place in the Bordeaux region, and really shouldn't be missed. Tucked away a block from Notre Dame is Shakespeare and Company Books.
Hi, Sylvia. Hello.
Long a favourite of book lovers, the shop was started by an American idealist.
Shakespeare and Company started in 1919 by a formidable woman called Sylvia Beach. Her bookshop became kind of a center for American expats like Hemingway, Fitzgerald, and a lot of French writers like Paul Valéry as well.
In 1944, Sylvia closed her store rather than sell books to the Nazis. After the war was over, American George Whitman opened a new store and soon paid tribute to Sylvia using the Shakespeare and Company name, and then further honored her, naming his daughter, who now runs the store, Sylvia Beach Whitman. Today, Shakespeare and Company is a literary haven and home to what George called tumbleweeds. The tumbleweeds are aspiring writers who for years have had the chance to work and live in the shop. The store's ground floor is a labyrinth with fascinating titles tucked into every nook and cranny.
The second floor of Shakespeare's books is the library. Here, you're greeted with a quote overhead, which says, "Be not inhospitable to strangers, lest they be angels in disguise." And the next room is perhaps my favorite in the whole shop. In here, we have one of the many beds on which the tumbleweeds sleep. And we also have a piano I've been here several times when talented young pianists have been performing, and it's been absolutely magical.
If you're looking to explore something a little bit different in Paris, Shakespeare and Company is surely the place to see.
And where else in the world can you read a book within view of Notre Dame? I can even hear the bells ringing.
Viking River Cruises. Let us share a bit of the real Europe with you. Bordeaux is recognized throughout the world for its remarkable wines. The lush vineyards will be our backdrop today as we embark on a different type of tasting adventure.
We're here in the beautiful Bordeaux countryside, which we all know for its fine wines. Chef Georges Gautrand here is going to tell us a bit about its food. And today you're going to cook for us
a piece of meat from the beef which is local, from Bazas, which is called Bazadaise.
So these are the Bazas cows.
Yeah, Bazas cow. And it's typical and old variety of beef, and very tasty, very flavored. So we are going to cook that on the salmon. It's all the sticks cut from the vines. We just burn them and we put the meat on it.
And does that give sort of extra vine flavor?
Exactly. We are going to add shallots, just cut very thinly on the top once it will be cooked. So I'm going to prepare it now. Like this, it will be done later.
After the piece of beef is barbecued, you put the raw shallot on top, and that gives it the signature Bordelaise.
Exactly, the raw shallot and a nice piece of butter, which is here. And it's very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple.
And is that quite typical of Bordeaux cuisine? Simple, clean food?
We can't find recipes more difficult, complicated, but this one is very, very easy. Shall we go and light the salmon?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Cooking with the weathered vine branches called saumon is a long-standing tradition. They use the grapevines because they catch fire quickly and produce a good deal of heat.
You see the grill, the barbecue, the braise, whatever you call that? It's ready like this.
It's white, now the twigs are white.
And you put the meat on it.
And we only had salt and pepper on the meat, right?
Yes, but we'll put some more after.
Some more, yeah. And you used the whole salt, the big kernel?
Yeah, the big one, because when it melts, it goes inside the meat and it's much, much flavored.
Better to use the big kernel.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's to be medium rare?
No, rare.
Rare.
Yes,
Because it's
red
good
inside.
beef. Yeah.
Red inside.
Cooking with saumon is not only original and fun, you can actually taste a little bit of the grape in the finished steak.
And what do you serve with this type of beef? Is it salad or potatoes or?
Salad, potatoes, vegetables, green beans.
Yeah.
Something.
And you also grill the vegetables on the?
No,
just the meat.
Just steamed or boiled.
So 3 minutes on each side, or?
3 minutes on each side and 1 more minute on the first side, just to reheat it, to have it warm when you have it on a plate.
So we're almost done now.
Yes, it's done. We can go and eat it.
Okay.
Let's go.
This is seared beef Bordelais.
Exactly, that's the beef Bordelais, with butter, with shallots, just cooked like this, very red.
Most of this is raw, rare, great natural products and simple.
Very simple, but very tasty.
Very tasty.
You know, that's the way we like it in Bordeaux. The simple thing, and it's good life.
Cheers to a good life.
Just to the good life, with a good wine as well.
Yes.
Bordeaux is full of delightful traditions, and it's a great place to explore. I love it here, and I hope you will too. In the heart of Libourne is Place Abel-sur-Champ.
Bonjour chef, ça va?
Today I'm exploring its market with Viking chef Magali. This local farmers' market has been a fixture in Libourne since the 13th century, and it continues to delight.
This is something I used to do since I'm really young. We're going almost every day to the market.
Good food has long been a cornerstone of French culture, and at markets like these you can experience that passion firsthand.
We buy everything seasonal and local. With this kind of fruits, it's impossible not to eat.
Viking shops here too. It's part of the freshness our guests taste on board our ships. The market is home to a wonderful tapestry of colours, smells, and some of the friendliest faces I've seen. It's a true feast for all your senses that's certain to please.
Oh, that's a good carrot.
The Libourne Farmers Market offers a quintessentially French experience, keeping age-old traditions alive. We look forward to seeing you soon and sharing with you all the best of this part of France. Say Bordeaux, and most people think of its renowned red wines. But there's another wine here that's produced in an entirely different way, the wines of Sauternes.
What is it in the process of making Sauternes wine that makes it sweet?
It's a mold called botrytis. This mold is able to attack the normal healthy fruit, and it's only on the skins, and it's never inside the berry itself. With that transformation, then the skin is permeable, and with the good sunshine on the afternoon, then the water is evaporating from the pulp, and it concentrates, and it makes it so sweet inside that the mold cannot grow anymore because it's too sweet, too much osmotic pressure, and it's like on honey, nothing can grow. The same idea.
So is the mold attacks naturally, or you make it happen?
And that's the reason why Sauternes is a good region for sweet wine is it attacks naturally. When everything goes right, it starts mid-late September, when the berry is naturally sweet already.
So the grape has now been attacked by the mold?
Yes, and actually the berry is alive, and the berry trying to defend, to react to this invasion. And the result of this fight is a big increase. We could say it's not increase, it's an amplification of the quantity of potential aroma in the grapes. At the end of the war, the shrunk berry is 100 times richer in aroma than a regular berry of the same grape.
And by this time it looks like a rotten raisin or something,
yes,
is it?
Yes, it's good. It looks like more, I would say, a raisin with rather bluish, brownish bluish color rather than the regular brown color of the raisin.
So should we talk a bit about the bottle? Because the bottle is always white and clear, right?
It's the way to make the difference most of the time. It's not 100%, but most of the time the Sauternes bottle is an extra white bottle.
Yeah.
It means it's really transparent.
Yes.
It has no greenish effect. It's really completely white.
And is that to show off this beautiful golden color?
Yes, it's to show the genuine color. It's the same quality of glass used for expensive cognacs.
Yeah,
so
okay.
The same
Probably
idea.
for the same reason, right?
For the same reason. So it's to show something precious. This wine ages very well.
Yeah.
A good Sauternes is 50 years, no problem. And it's really a wine we do enjoy in France on special occasion with a small group of very dear friends or close member of your family, because this feeling of something precious goes with the quality and the depth of the connection, the relation you have with people.
And to call it a dessert wine, because I know you drink it also with foie gras.
Yes, a dessert wine. It comes from actually the British culture, where British people drink a lot of wine and they still want to drink for dessert. What we do in France is we have it as an aperitif, because before anything,
before the meal starts.
Because it's very convenient, because it has a very strong relaxing effect, like a glass of whiskey, but not so much alcohol. And by the way, it will calm down your appetite, because you will have a lot of sugar that will go straight to your blood and send a strong message to your body that you shouldn't rush too much on crackers and aperitif stuff before the meal is really actually starting. But you really have to taste the wine. You have a very strong flavor of candied grapefruit, passion fruit, pineapple, that will stay on your palate, on your tongue forever. Because this wine is not only sweet, but very concentrated, very intense in flavor. It's a lot of information, those intense flavor. You have a lot of concentration, so it kind of distracts your brain for any other information.
It seemed to entertain the whole palate when I took my sip now.
So, in order to choose a proper food, you have to choose some food that is very strong in flavor at all. Otherwise, it will disappear with this so intense wines. You can be audacious in your choice of food and wine matching with food that would destroy other wines because they are too intense. So strong seafood, spicy food, curries, for example, Thai food, Sichuanese
I would
food.
never ever have
It's
thought
really
to combine
the new fashion to enjoy those wines.
Sauternes is delightful, and you really should give it a try as you explore Bordeaux's many wine secrets. Hidden within these woods is a rare treasure, nestled in the warm forest floor, prized by many but found by few. I'm speaking of truffles, and this is the hunter.
Cherche, Farah, cherche. Elle est où là? Cherche.
For centuries, they've scoured the woodlands for the elusive truffle, the highly fragrant subterranean fungus loved by chefs around the world. This used to be the job of pigs, but they also like to eat the truffles, so dogs have taken their place.
Et est-ce que c'est difficile de dresser un chien pour chercher les truffes?
Vous allez chez un photographe, vous demandez 2 boîtes de pellicules photo.
I'm asking if it's difficult to train your dog to find truffles. He says no. Go to your photographer and see if he has old cans that stored film.
Percez les boîtes de pellicules.
Pierce the film box.
Vous mettez du coton,
Put cotton wool inside.
de l'huile truffée.
A little bit of truffle oil on the cotton.
Avec vous, vous avez un petit panier.
Put them in a little basket like this.
Vous avez des récompenses.
Have treats.
Et vous allez jeter la boîte de pellicules photo.
And every time you throw the toy away, you tell your dog to find the truffle.
Chaque fois qu'il a pris,
Every time that he
What?
takes the film can, you take it from him and you give him a treat.
2e semaine, coton, oil, vous fermez et vous allez le mettre sous le tapis. Vous allez jouer à cache-cache.
So the second week, you're playing hide and seek. You're going to refresh those containers, those film containers, with new cotton wool, new truffle oil, and you're going to hide them in your house somewhere.
Et chaque fois qu'il trouve, vous payez. C'est bien mon bébé, t'es un bon chien, toujours avec les trucs.
Same procedure. You ask her to find the box. When she finds it, you give him a treat. Then
Vous allez dehors,
you go outside
sans le chien,
without the dogs,
en cachette, vous creusez
and you hide
et vous
these
mettez dans la terre
little
la
boxes
boîte film.
in the ground.
Et vous allez avec le chien 2 jours après. Comme ça, la terre, elle a
Okay.
pris l'odeur de truc.
It takes 2 days or so to infuse the soil around the cans with this truffle oil. So after 2 days of these being buried, you go back out.
Vous prenez le panier,
Of course, you take a little basket.
vous l'excitez,
You excite your dog a little
il
bit.
voit les
You
récompenses.
show the treats.
Vous allez à côté de ça, là où vous savez que vous avez caché la boîte de
You go
pellicule.
close to where you know you've hidden these little
Vous
boxes.
l'excitez. Si le chien, il marque, vous le prenez dans les bras. Beaucoup de récompenses, c'est très bien. Vous avez gagné.
If then, of course, the dog starts digging in that area, you give him lots of compliments and treats, and that's it, you've done it. From then on, he can find truffles.
I've been teaching my dog Finster to truffle hunt too, carrying on this old European tradition. It's fun whether you find a truffle or not.
These are a few words that might come in handy when you come and visit us in France. Hello, bonjour, bonjour, thank you, merci, merci, please, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît, yes, oui, no, non, cheers. À votre santé. À votre santé. Goodbye. Au revoir. Au revoir.